She smiled every day, but behind that smile, a sister's silent love held a lifetime of sacrifice. Aisha put all her dreams on hold, just to make sure her little brother Ali could succeed. Every sleepless night, every sacrifice went unnoticed. Until now. A sister's silent sacrifice. Aisha always smiled, yet behind her gentle smile hid a quiet storm of pain. As the eldest daughter in the family, the weight of responsibility had fallen heavily on her delicate shoulders. After the sudden passing of their father, their mother's health began to decline, leaving young Ali in need of constant care, guidance, and protection. Every day, Aisha woke before sunrise, preparing breakfast, cleaning the house, and silently planning how she could support Ali's education. She had dreams of her own, dreams she tucked carefully into a box in her heart, knowing that for now, her brother's future must come first. Aisha had learned to endure silently. She took up sewing, stitching clothes tirelessly day and night, earning every penny to ensure Ali never had to worry about tuition fees or school supplies. Her hands grew rough, her back ached, and dark circles formed under her eyes, but she never complained. Every stitch, every small sacrifice was a testament to her love, a love so deep that it could bend, without breaking but never fade. Ali, unaware of the countless sleepless nights, often said, "Appa, you should come to college with me. You're so smart." Aisha would smile softly and reply, "My dream is you, Ali. Just focus on your studies." Those words carried the weight of her entire world. Though Ali could not yet understand the depth behind them, she carried her pain quietly, choosing instead to become the backbone of his hopes. The silent supporter who never sought praise or recognition. Days turned into months and months into years. Aisha sold her jewelry, gave up her own pleasures, and postponed every personal ambition. Still, she never let fatigue or sorrow dull the joy of seeing Ali grow, learn and chase his dreams. Each small achievement of his became a quiet celebration for her, a reminder that her sacrifices were not in vain. The turning point came when Ali received a scholarship. Bursting through the door with a letter in his hands, he exclaimed, "Appa, I got it! I've been selected!" Aisha fell to her knees in tears, overwhelmed by a mixture of pride and relief. That day, all the years of silent struggle, all the sleepless nights, and all the hidden sacrifices were validated. Years later, Ali became a successful engineer. One day he found Aisha sitting quietly, her usual smile intact. Yet her eyes revealed the exhaustion she had carried for decades. His heart shook. "Appa, you gave up everything for me, and I never asked what your dreams were," he whispered. Aisha smiled gently. "My dream is sitting right in front of me," she said. And in that moment, Ali vowed that from now on, Aisha's dreams would live again, finally fulfilled after a lifetime of quiet love and sacrifice. A sister's love doesn't make noise. It quietly sacrifices, silently endures, and holds the world together without ever asking for recognition. Aisha had done exactly that. Nights of silent tears. Aisha often stayed awake long after everyone in the house had gone to sleep. The quiet of the night became her companion, a time when she could let her thoughts drift freely, though she never allowed herself to dwell on her own sacrifices for too long. The weight of responsibility pressed down on her chest like a heavy stone, yet she bore it with a resilience that few could understand. She was the unseen force behind Ali's every achievement, the silent guardian who carried burdens that were invisible to the world. Each night she would sit by the dim glow of the lamp, reviewing Ali's schoolwork, preparing lessons in her mind, and mentally planning ways to support him even further. She often wondered if she would ever be able to pursue her own ambitions, studying, traveling, or simply dreaming freely. But the thought of seeing Ali succeed always outweighed her own desires. Her love for him was selfless, profound, and unwavering. Sometimes she caught herself imagining what her life could have been like if she had chased her own dreams. Perhaps she would have studied at university, made friends freely, or even traveled to places she had read about in books. But those were fleeting thoughts, quickly replaced by the knowledge that Ali's future depended on her sacrifices. Each smile on his face became her own reward, each small triumph of his a quiet celebration in her heart. Ali had no idea how much Aisha had given up. He noticed her smiles, her patience, and her tireless efforts, but he could never see the silent tears that traced her cheeks in the privacy of her room. He laughed, played, and dreamed, blissfully unaware that his sister's nights were filled with worry, planning, and silent prayers for his success. Aisha often told herself, "This is love. True love doesn't need recognition. It only needs the courage to endure and the strength to give everything without asking for anything in return." She reminded herself that one day Ali would understand. One day he would see the depth of her devotion. Until then, she remained steadfast, embracing the loneliness that came with silent sacrifice, knowing that her efforts would shape a future brighter than any she could have imagined for herself. One night, as she watched Ali sleeping peacefully, Aisha whispered softly, "Sleep well, my dream. Your happiness is my heart." Her tears fell silently onto the notebook where she had sketched her plans for Ali's success, her hopes intertwining with her love in a tapestry that would one day be revealed. And though the world remained unaware of her struggles, Aisha's silent love continued to shine, quietly shaping the life of the brother she cherished more than her own dreams. The weight of responsibility. As the years passed, the burden on Aisha's shoulders grew heavier, yet her determination never wavered. Every day was a balancing act, managing household chores, caring for her ailing mother, and ensuring Ali's education never faltered. The small apartment they lived in was always filled with noise, the clatter of dishes, the coughs of a sick mother, and Ali's endless chatter about school and dreams of the future. Through it all, Aisha moved quietly, efficiently, and with unwavering patience. She often reflected on the life she had imagined for herself. Late at night, when the world was silent, she allowed herself a fleeting thought about the dreams she had once held. Close, dreams of studying, traveling, and building a life without constraints. But those dreams were like fragile glass she had tucked away, for she could not shatter them when Ali's hopes rested so firmly in her hands. Every penny she earned, every hour she spent working, was an investment in his future. Aisha had learned to smile through exhaustion, to laugh through worry, and to offer comfort even when her heart ached. Her hands, roughened by sewing and labor, told a story of tireless devotion. She had long since stopped asking for recognition. Her reward was the quiet hope that Ali would one day soar higher than either of them had ever imagined. Ali noticed the small things, the way she made sure he had breakfast before school, the way she quietly encouraged him during moments of self-doubt, and the nights she stayed up helping him with homework. But he could not fully comprehend the depth of her sacrifices. He laughed, played, and dreamed freely, unaware of the heavy nights Aisha endured on his behalf. There were moments when exhaustion threatened to overwhelm her, when her body ached and her spirit faltered. Yet Aisha never let despair take hold. She reminded herself that true love was not about recognition or gratitude. It was about putting someone else's happiness above your own, even when it meant carrying the weight alone. One afternoon, as Ali studied at the kitchen table, Aisha paused to watch him. His concentration, his youthful determination, reminded her why she had given up so much. She smiled softly, placing her hands gently on his shoulders. "Keep going, my dream," she whispered. "Everything I have is for you." And though the words were quiet, their meaning was profound, a lifetime of devotion, unspoken and unseen, yet shaping the life of a boy who had no idea how much love had carried him this far. In the stillness of the evening, Aisha stood at the window, looking out at the city lights. She felt both the weight of responsibility and the quiet pride of knowing that her sacrifices, though hidden, were building a future that would one day honor her love and devotion. Her silent strength was shaping a legacy that would last far beyond her own dreams. Moments of recognition, years of silent sacrifice began to show their fruits in small, quiet ways. Ali had grown into a bright and ambitious young man, excelling in his studies and earning respect from teachers and peers alike. Yet Aisha remained in the background, rarely speaking of her own efforts or sacrifices. She believed that her role was to support, not to seek acknowledgement. Each of Ali's successes felt like a shared victory, though he remained mostly unaware of the foundation built by his sister's tireless work. One evening, Ali returned home, his face glowing with excitement. He had won a prestigious regional competition, a recognition of his talent and hard work. As he shared every detail with their mother, Aisha quietly listened, her heart swelling with pride. She smiled, letting him revel in his achievement, careful not to draw attention to herself. The truth was, every moment of his success had been nurtured by her long nights, her unwavering guidance, and the countless small sacrifices no one ever saw. Despite her exhaustion, Aisha continued her daily routine with patience and grace, preparing meals, helping Ali with assignments, and taking care of their mother. She silently carried the weight of responsibility. There were times when her body ached and her spirit felt weary, yet she endured, drawing strength from the knowledge that Ali's dreams were slowly becoming reality. Her love was a quiet force, powerful yet unassuming, shaping a life without demanding recognition. Ali, still young and focused on his goals, occasionally noticed the fatigue in Aisha's eyes. "Appa, you've done so much for me," he once said softly. "I don't know how I can ever repay you." Aisha simply smiled, brushing off his words. "Your happiness is enough," she whispered. Seeing you succeed is all I ever wanted. Those words were a truth she lived every day, selfless, enduring, and profound. As days turned into months, the bond between Aisha and Ali deepened. She continued to be his silent guardian, guiding him with patience, understanding, and unwavering love. Even in moments of doubt or difficulty, she was there, a steady presence in his life. Her sacrifices were not just acts of duty. They were expressions of a love so deep that it could quietly bend and stretch without breaking, always holding him up when he needed it most. One night, as Aisha watched Ali study late into the evening, she whispered a silent prayer. "May you always find the courage to chase your dreams. My dear Ali, I will always be here." Quietly, faithfully, and lovingly. In that moment, she realized that true love does not demand recognition or praise. It thrives in quiet dedication, in unseen efforts, and in the knowledge that sometimes, giving everything silently is the most powerful gift one can offer. The turning point. The years of hard work, sacrifice, and silent devotion finally began to converge into a turning point for both Aisha and Ali. Ali had grown into a confident, talented young man, earning accolades and recognition for his efforts. Yet Aisha remained in the shadows, quietly supporting him while still carrying the weight of her own postponed dreams. Her life had become a delicate balance of love, duty, and quiet endurance, a balance she maintained without complaint, because seeing Ali succeed was her ultimate reward. One day, Ali received news that would change everything. He had been offered a scholarship to study abroad, an opportunity that would open doors to a future he had only dreamed of. The excitement in his eyes was contagious, but Aisha felt a pang of fear and longing as she realized the distance that would soon separate them. She had nurtured this moment for years, yet the thought of letting go brought tears to her eyes. She swallowed her emotions, masking her fears behind a smile, as she packed his bags and helped him prepare for the journey that would shape his life. "Appa, I don't know how to thank you," Ali said, his voice filled with gratitude and emotion. Aisha smiled softly, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You don't need to thank me, my dream. Your success is my happiness. Go and make the most of every opportunity." Her words carried the weight of a lifetime of sacrifices, of countless nights spent worrying, working, and silently praying for him. As Ali departed, Aisha watched him board the plane, her heart heavy but proud. She realized that her love had always been a quiet, steadfast force, one that had shaped Ali's character, confidence, and courage. Every decision she had made, every dream she had set aside, had been to prepare him for this very moment. In the weeks that followed, Aisha continued her routines, but the house felt emptier without Ali. Her heart ached for his presence, yet she took solace in the knowledge that he was pursuing the future they had dreamed of together. She wrote letters, sent care packages, and continued to be his anchor from afar, silently guiding him with words of wisdom, love, and encouragement. Through it all, Aisha never sought recognition. Her satisfaction came from seeing Ali embrace opportunities she had only imagined in the quiet corners of her mind. The turning point had arrived, not just for Ali, but for Aisha as well, a realization that her silent devotion had created a legacy of love, resilience, and hope. She understood that a sister's love does not demand applause. It quietly nurtures, protects, and empowers, shaping the life of someone she cherishes above all else. Dreams fulfilled. Years had passed since Ali left for his studies abroad, and Aisha's quiet life continued with its familiar rhythm of care, work, and silent hope. Though she no longer saw him every day, her love remained steadfast. Every call, every message, and every update about his progress became a reminder of the life she had nurtured for him. She smiled proudly each time she heard of his accomplishments, secretly rejoicing in the realization that her sacrifices were bearing fruit. One afternoon, Ali returned home after completing his degree, a confident, accomplished young man. Aisha stood at the doorway, her heart swelling with pride. Though she could barely hide the tears glistening in her eyes, Ali embraced her tightly, whispering, "Appa, I am who I am because of you. Everything I have achieved is because of your love, your guidance, and your sacrifices." For the first time, Aisha allowed herself to let her emotions flow freely. She had spent years putting his dreams above her own, silently enduring exhaustion, heartache, and sacrifice. But now, seeing him fulfilled, strong and happy, she realized that her love had never gone unnoticed. It had only waited for this moment to be recognized in the purest way. Through his success and gratitude, Ali took Aisha by the hand and said, "Now it's your turn. You have given me everything silently, but I want you to live your dreams. I want to see you happy, proud, and fulfilled." For the first time in decades, Aisha felt a weight lift from her shoulders. Her own desires, which had been tucked away for so long, were finally acknowledged. She allowed herself to dream again, to imagine a life beyond endless responsibilities, and to embrace the joys she had long postponed. They spent the evening talking, laughing, and reminiscing about the years of struggle, sacrifice, and unwavering love that had brought them here. Aisha realized that true love does not demand recognition. It quietly endures, silently supports, and ultimately shapes lives in ways no one can see but those it touches the most. As night fell, Aisha looked at Ali, now grown and thriving, and whispered to herself, "My dream has always been you, Ali. But now my dreams are alive too." Ali smiled, holding her hand firmly, promising that her sacrifices would never go unappreciated again. A sister's love is unique. It may be silent, unseen, and selfless, yet its impact is immeasurable. It holds families together, builds futures, and gives life to dreams that would otherwise remain just hopes. Aisha's journey was a testament to this love, quiet, unyielding, and endlessly powerful. And in that moment, both sister and brother understood the true meaning of devotion, sacrifice, and the transformative power of love.